As you probably all know, in this wonderful place that we all call home, the great state of Texas, 3 children are abused to the point that they die every single week. 182 are victimized children every single day. Think about it. Right here in this place we all call home. And 10 years ago, a woman that you just had a chance to meet in the video saw fit to say, you know what? Not on my watch, no more. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. These are our children. Something needs to be done. Tex Protects was created, and now 10 years later, we celebrate that incredible legacy. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, give a nice Texas welcome to our dear friend, the founder and executive director of Tex Protects, Madeline McClure.
Let's not make a mistake here. I'm not the actress coming up here for the big award. That would be Ashley Judd. I'm just a mere vehicle. Boy, that tape makes me sound like a Girl Scout, but certainly not the reality. First of all, thank you all for being here. So appreciate it. I feel like I should pinch myself. I just can't believe that there are these many people in the room, and it's certainly probably not for me, but Senator Nelson and Ashley Judd, but thank you for coming anyway. I want to give a major thanks to our presenting sponsors, ADS, Alliance Data System, and Epsilon. Dana Beckman, Laura Gardner, please stand. We want to thank you again. You're one of the few organizations that really understand that an investment in us is really a multiplier effect, and we get to bring you the kind of return on investment you're looking for. Now I sound like I'm back on Wall Street. Okay, so I did want to say that the work you saw in the film makes it look very easy, but the real work happens with the staff of Tex Protects. I don't know where you are, but I want you to each stand one at a time as I announce you. Diana Martinez, Public Policy Director. Kim Horner, Communications Director. Sophie Phillips, Director of Research and an up-and-comer. Sandra Fernandez. She's my office manager and executive assistant. Our new researcher, CPS specialist and former CPS supervisor, Dimple Patel. And certainly not last but not least is the lady that ran the event on my staff, who has made several sacrifices in the last several days to be here tonight. God bless you, Betsy. Thank you. I'd also like to honor our wonderful board members, our advisory board members, especially our outgoing chair, John Castle, who could not be here tonight. But I'd like to also honor our outgoing vice chair, Ann Margolin, and our incoming chair, Senator Florence Shapiro. Would all Tex Protects advisory board members please stand? I would like to recognize you. There we go, Senator West. And I would like to thank the legislators in our midst for being good friends to Tex Protects and to the good friends of Texas. And finally, one last person, I have to thank my superhero, Jim McClure, for putting up with me. Okay, is there anybody here that hasn't been thanked yet? Okay. Nelson Mandela once said, "There can be no keener revelation of society's soul than the way it treats its children." And that's why Tex Protects exists. Because our society's soul has been scarred by about 100,000 kids that are still abused and neglected every year in our state alone. That's right. And on average, 200 children are killed at the hands of their very caregiver. What a preventable epidemic. We don't have an inoculation for it, but we do have some strategies that we know work, and we've got to invest in it. We have made progress these past 10 years, But there's still so much healing to do, many more changes to make, and so much we've got ahead of us. The work that you saw in the video makes it look so easy, but I assure you, there's at least a 30-stage process in getting each one of those bills passed into law, and they wouldn't happen without the great efforts of some of the legislators here tonight that have carried my legislation. See, I own the legislation, it's mine. Senator Nelson, Senator Shapiro, Senator Zaffarini. I know Senator Corona has carried our legislation, as well as Senator West, of course. And for those legislators that are here that haven't carried my legislation yet, I'll be over tomorrow. So just to give you an idea of what's involved in passing a bill, I mean, there's the intensive research that goes into it beforehand, like the nurse-family partnership. We looked for years for a truly solid evidence-based program. And then there was a pilot we started in Dallas with the Dallas Foundation, Mary Jelinek taking the lead and watching the results of that before we brought the idea to Senator Shapiro to file the bill, but it went through 5 machinations through Ledge Council to make everybody happy and include the Attorney General's amendments and another senator that wanted it in his district. Oh yes, we go through all that, and then we have 5, 6 Texas associations that we have to placate. The Medical Association, gosh forbid doctors have nurses not under their supervision. The Texas Nursing Licensing Examiners. There's even a Texas Midwives Association. So we have to get everybody on board, and then there's the whole other 8-stage process through the committee, and then it has to happen over in the House as well. And that's before it gets sent to the governor, and that's before the funding process begins. So, oh, and I forgot to say, there are the ankle biters. That's right, the people that want to be included in your bill after having done no work, but they just think by the sheer existence that they should be involved. So, yeah, we have a lot of fun, but that was an easy bill when you really think about it. So, let me just say, seeing the impact of these efforts makes it worth every step of the way. And I just want to give you an idea of the nurse-family partnership magic and how it works to talk momentarily about a real live client. I've changed her name. Her pseudonym is Carmen. And Carmen was staying at the Salvation Army Domestic Violence Shelter in Dallas. She was fleeing her abusive boyfriend, and while there, she experienced horrendous cramping, hemorrhaging, rushed to the emergency room, and she learned she was 3 months pregnant. She didn't know. At age 17, she wasn't exactly prepared to have a baby, especially because she was detoxing from methamphetamines. She was dealing with the side effects and the emotional side effects of withdrawal. She was gaunt, malnourished, and very depressed. She wondered if she should even keep the baby. The shelter referred her to the YWCA's Nurse Family Partnership Program. And given all the horror she'd been through in her life, she was hesitant to accept this person in her life, Rhonda, her nurse home visitor, but she soon warmed up, decided to keep the baby, agreed to services, and moved back with her mom. Now, this is the important note. Carmen's mother was also a recovering addict who had severely neglected Carmen when she was growing up. So Carmen had no caregiver role. In the epigenetics, we're learning that how you were raised actually affects your genes and your chromosomes, not just the learned behavior. So she needed an intervention. This is the magic where we can break the intergenerational cycle of abuse. So during their visits, Nurse Rhonda taught Carmen the impact of drugs on her developing fetus, how to help improve her nutrition, quit smoking, get off the alcohol, and really demonstrated how to care for herself. She didn't know how. Rhonda coached Carmen on basic life skills. She didn't even know how to open a bank account. And baby care skills. She would never know how to deal with an incessantly crying baby. And that's the reduction in the shaken baby. So in time, Carmen's color returned to her face. She filled out and so did her self-esteem and confidence. She blossomed into a very excited mother-to-be, and when her baby Mia was born, she was overwhelmed with joy, and Rhonda, her nurse, was right by her side. Now, Mia is almost 2 years old. She's healthy and happy, adorable, doesn't stop talking. Carmen reads to her. By the way, there was only one book in their house when they started the home visits. And now little Mia just won't shut up. Great sign, though. So she's stayed off drugs, she stayed clean, and now she's going back to school while mom watches the baby. Mom's better, so she could become a substance abuse counselor and help others get their lives back from addiction. You know, Carmen could have been another statistic, somebody that's homeless, institutionalized, or headed for prison, but Nurse-Family Partnership and many home visiting programs just like it provided another direction. So let me tell you how this translates. I'm going to put my business hat on. How this translates when we apply the results of the research from the multiple randomized control trials to the 7,000 families we've served in Texas for the Nurse Family Partnership in the last 8 years. So we should have 1,904 fewer incidents of child abuse. That's right, not needing CPS or foster care services. 343 fewer preterm NICU births, neonatal intensive care unit births, 1,106 fewer ER childhood injuries, emergency room, and 1,288 fewer kids needing expensive remedial school services, as well as 28 fewer child deaths. I know Dr. Cerise is going to be interested in keeping those kids out of NICU. And also, 22,638 less crimes committed. So an investment of $4,500 per family results in a $27,000 net return to taxpayers, a return of $5.70 for every dollar invested. I would love to get that in the stock market. So that's the kind of return on investment we're looking for, right, Laura and Dana? And the funds that we do secure also benefit folks in this room, such as the United Way, Child Care Group, Family Compass, Avance, DISD, Child Care Group, and the Y. So, without further ado, let me raise my glass to you, those in the room who have contributed through sponsoring our legislation, those financially supporting us, Lisa, those of you serving on our board and staff family members, all of our committee members, all the Rhondas and home visitors, I honor you and Ashley Judd for helping to continue to transform our society's soul, to reveal that we do care about how we treat our children. Thank you.